Yo, 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 what up? What up, everybody? How are y'all doing? How are y'all doing? How are you guys doing? We got another live update for you guys here today. Make sure y'all tap into the live. Let me know where y'all are coming in from. And we're going to get into this breaking story here for you guys. So make sure y'all tap in. We're going to have a lot of fun with this live here today, man. Make sure y'all let me know where y'all are coming in from. Let me make sure the notifications are sent out. And then we gonna get into this live, baby. Just a second while y'all tap in here from OKC Thunder up, baby. What's up to you, man? What's up to you? Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. While y'all are joining the live, I just saw this crazy post here from House of Highlights while y'all are jumping into the live. Appreciate it, Marquise. It says Magic calling the GOAT Laker, Kobe Bryant. Magic gave Kobe his flowers before his last game. Ain't it crazy how you cannot be a top 10 player but then be the greatest player of of the Lakers? Isn't that crazy? What up? What up, y'all? Make sure y'all check in. Let me know where y'all are coming in from, and we're gonna get it going in about a minute or so. Let me do my shout out. Shout out to Cleveland, Ray the Barber in Cleveland. Shout out to you, man. If you see it get a little bit darker, it's because I'm lowering this light because been hurting my eyes a little bit. Shout out to Derek in Atlanta. I see you. Prince out there in Chicago, Austin. I see you out there in Austin. Was good from Florida. Jade the Gifted. I see you in Florida. We got another about 30, 40 seconds before we jump into it. We also got Inglewood, California. I'm at Bronny. All right, okay. Brooklyn in the building. Sportway with Dre Day podcast. Portland, Oregon. What up to Portland, Oregon? Columbus, Ohio. What up to you? Long Beach in the building. Oh, shout out to my man Ty Black. What up to you? Boston. What up to Boston? Justin out there in Boston. Let's give it 10 more seconds. Toronto in the building. What up? No Bleacher Report video. I think we already dropped one, but we got another one dropping after this live. So be on the lookout for that. Orange County, California. And let's give it 5 more seconds and I'll do one more shout out. Carolina, New Mexico. All right, so let's get into this live, man. So I got an update for you guys here from Dave McMenamin. This is coming from Sideline Sources. He said, I think we have to start thinking about this could be his last year in the NBA. So first of all, let me share the link with you guys in the comment section and I'll play the video for you guys so y'all can see it. Shout out to Damian, you out there in the UK. So let me play the video for y'all for the people that ain't seen it. So let me play it for y'all real quick so you guys can see Dave McMenamin talk about this here. So just watch this real quick.
I think we have to start thinking about it. This could be his last year in the league. And so, Rich Paul told me, and I included this in my report on ESPN when I did sidelines for the Lakers over the weekend. Rich Paul told me, yeah, there was no extension talk because we didn't ask for an extension. We didn't broach the subject. Now, you could say, well, why didn't the Lakers offer it? Sure, you could, but Rich Paul's point to me was this wasn't a point of tension. It's not something that we were pursuing. And so I think you look at it like, yeah, there's a very limited time remaining in his career. We already kind of knew that. Like, we knew that basically since he reached 20 years in the league, he's gone into every offseason contemplating retirement.
So this is the post here. I'm going to play it again for the new people. It says, I think we have to start thinking about this could be his last year in the NBA. So let me play one more time for the people that's coming into the live. Just a second, let me play for y'all.
I think we have to start thinking about it. This could be his last year in the league. And so, Rich Paul told me, and I included this in my report on ESPN when I did sidelines for the Lakers over the weekend. Rich Paul told me, yeah, there was no extension talk because we didn't ask for an extension. We didn't broach the subject. Now, you could say, well, why didn't the Lakers offer it? Sure, you could. But Rich Paul's point to me was this wasn't a point of tension. It's not something that we were pursuing. And so I think you look at it like, yeah, there's a very limited time remaining in his career. We already kind of knew that. Like, we knew that basically since he reached 20 years in the league, he's gone into every offseason contemplating retirement.
Okay, y'all. So y'all saw what it said. All right, I'll play it again for people as they come in a little bit later. Please, let's try to get these likes up to about 100 or 200 likes. I'd appreciate that. So, for the new people coming into the live, we got some news here from Dave McMenamin of ESPN. He actually reported this on ESPN. It's no longer like speculation here or an article or something, that he said that this is going to be most likely LeBron's last year in the NBA. Rich Paul also took some shots at, I guess, content creators and the media. I want to play those I want to show you those comments right now. This is from Rich Paul. He said, when LeBron James retires, the media will have to find a new boogeyman to hate on just to chase likes and boost ratings. I gotta quickly respond to what Rich Paul is saying. You know, I'm a bit surprised with Rich Paul saying that when LeBron retires, the media will have to find a new way to hate on the book. I'm confused. Who is Rich Paul talking about? Like, who are these haters that Rich Paul is talking about in the media? I know they're not talking about us, Dreamers Pro, or smaller creators. I mean, most people that are not fans of LeBron that make content are not like huge platforms. I can't think of like LeBron haters on TV. Who are these people that are LeBron haters? So when Rich Paul says this, Skip Bayless is not even on TV anymore. And Skip Bayless is like one of one. Skip Bayless was one voice in a pool of honey. Like somebody threw Skip a rope and Skip was trying to pull himself out the pool of honey. Like, it was just one person. It wasn't like as if it was a whole bunch of people. So when Rich Paul says that, you look at all of these publications, you look at all these people that twerk it up all day long on TV, pouring honey all over each other's ankles and hollering, screaming, shaking it up. I'm like, who are these people that are these people that are haters? Just yesterday, day before yesterday, Bleacher Report released a list where they said that LeBron James is the second greatest player of all time. And then they took it a step further, and then they said, let me show you the post. We did a show on it. It should be out right now. Let me show you the post. It's the same Bleacher Report that said this. GOAT debate decided by just one vote. The GOAT debate continues. MJ, I mean, what is Rich Paul talking about? MJ edges LeBron by one vote in BR's top 100 poll. What are we talking about? Who are these people that are hating on LeBron James and like the people that are using him for ratings? And like, I'm confused. For the new people that just came into the live, I'm going to play the video for y'all, but I'm reacting. Oh, here we go. Mitch then started. So Mitch works with us here. We're doing a live, and what did he say? Let me see. Man, if Mitch, you watch it, man, wake up. I'm doing this damn live. So Mitch that works with us, I told him, hey, man, we going live. He like, cool, that's great. He then sends me the video, the topic that I'm already doing right now, which is this. I think we have to start thinking about this could be his last year in the league. So let me play this sound here. This is from Dave McMenamin. Let me play it for y'all.
I think we have to start thinking about it. This could be his last year in the league. And so, Rich Paul told me, and I included this in my report on ESPN when I did sidelines for the Lakers over the weekend. Rich Paul told me, yeah, there was no extension talk because we didn't ask for an extension. We didn't broach the subject. Now, you could say, well, why didn't the Lakers offer it? Sure, you could. But Rich Paul's point to me was this wasn't a point of tension. It's not something that we were pursuing. And so I think you look at it like, yeah, there's a very limited time remaining in his career. We already kind of knew that. Like, we knew that basically since he reached 20 years in the league, he's gone into every offseason contemplating retirement.
Somebody said, I'll schedule a party if he retires. So finally, yes, freedom. Oh, my God. Xavier the God said, finally, yes, freedom. Can he take his fans with him? So appreciate the super chat. So guys, the update is from Dave McMenamin on ESPN saying that we have to start coming to the realization that this is going to be LeBron's last year in the NBA. Okay. He spoke about the fact that Rich Paul didn't ask the Lakers for an extension and they didn't offer it. Now, generally, the way the thing should work is that the Lakers should offer the extension rather than you asking for one. Because if you're asking LeBron, if you're LeBron and you're asking the Lakers for extension, that doesn't look too good. You know what I mean? That doesn't really look too good. Usually the team should offer you an extension. And if they do, it means they want you around. So for them not to offer you, what probably happened was the Lakers didn't offer, and then Rich Paul and them didn't ask. So maybe Dave McMenamin is kind of wording it in a way where, oh, the Lakers, LeBron's camp didn't ask, and then therefore the Lakers didn't offer. No, the Lakers didn't offer. Once they saw that they didn't offer, then they didn't ask. Now, what is crazy about all of this has been all of the stories that have come out before Dave McMenamin said this. If you guys remember, about what, 4 days ago, when LeBron was at the Vegas game watching his son play and he said he doesn't want to talk to the media, wasn't it Dave McMenamin? If I'm not mistaken, let me see if I can find the post. Wasn't it Dave McMenamin that released the news that 4 teams wanted to trade for LeBron? Let me see if I can pull it up. Just give me a second, y'all. Let me go through, because I'm pretty sure it was him. Let me see. These account. Okay. It was Dave McMenamin. So this was 4 days ago. Dave McMenamin posted this. 4 teams have contacted Rich Paul with interest in trading for LeBron. Right now, the question is, and this is what confuses me. Dave is saying here that Rich Paul told him the Lakers didn't offer, they didn't ask the Lakers for an extension, and the Lakers didn't offer an extension. Great. So why did Rich Paul give Dave McMenamin the news that the Lakers, or excuse me, that 4 teams are interested in trading for LeBron when y'all are not tripping over anything? And the way I'm understanding this thing is, if a team is interested in trading for a player, that would mean that there's a possibility that this player could be available. But now listening to Dave McMenamin, it's almost sounding as if, oh, well, we didn't have any plans to do anything. So then why did they release, why did he publish that information there? Hey guys, let's try to get these likes up to 300 likes for the people in the live. Let me play this video for y'all from Dave McMenamin on ESPN today. Take a look at this.
I think we have to start thinking about it. This could be his last year in the league. And so, Rich Paul told me, and I included this in my report on ESPN when I did sidelines for the Lakers over the weekend. Rich Paul told me, yeah, there was no extension talk because we didn't ask for an extension. We didn't broach the subject. Now, you could say, well, why didn't the Lakers offer it? Sure, you could. But Rich Paul's point to me was this wasn't a point of tension. It's not something that we were pursuing. And so I think you look at it like...
All right, so hold on. Before I continue with that, wait a minute. I'm confused here because now we're getting conflicting reports. Because Dave McMenamin is saying there's no tension here, but it was just, 5 days ago, we reacted to the story from ESPN 5 days ago, which said the following. LeBron James reportedly felt the Lakers didn't fully value everything he has done while shifting focus to Luka. James understood the Lakers taking advantage of an opportunity to pivot to the younger superstar, but from James's perspective, sources said nuance was something lost during the transition. Doncic had never asked to be a Laker. James, for his part, had chosen LA coming in 2018 when the team had missed the playoffs 5 consecutive seasons, the worst run in the franchise since it moved from Minneapolis. 2 years later, James helped deliver a 17. So I'm confused here. If Rich Paul and LeBron and these guys are not tripping, why did we hear this report that, LeBron and them weren't happy with the way this thing went down? So either they were just out there blowing hot smoke because they had nothing to do, or they were trying to exact some type of leverage on the Lakers for the Lakers to do something. and the Lakers didn't budge. Because the way this looks to me right now is that the Lakers essentially forced LeBron into retirement. I think the Lakers forced LeBron into retirement. And what I want to know, and I don't know who it is, what I want to know is who is the person or persons, who are the persons or whatever, that did this. Like, who's the one that said, okay, we're done with LeBron. We're not doing this anymore? Who was the one? Is it the new ownership? Well, if there's the new ownership, as some people are saying in the chat, then Jeannie Buss being still in control of this basketball decisions is a farce. And it also means that if it is the new ownership, it means that if the old ownership was still in place, LeBron would have probably received a contract extension, which is crazy. He would have probably received a contract extension. Poor Luka got to deal with LeBron farewell tour. Well, okay. And I'm going to play the sound again from Dave McManaman. Let me just share the post. It says, I think we have to start thinking about this could be his last year in the NBA. So this is from ESPN's Dave McManaman. He said this today on ESPN. I'll play the video in a few moments. But before I get into the video, let me just say this. So if this is LeBron's final year in the NBA, as Dave McManaman thinks, and it could be real, then what would need to happen between now and the start of the season is that LeBron would have to announce his retirement. Or he would need to announce it at some stage early in the season. Because I know LeBron wants to have, we all know he wants to have a farewell tour. We all know that. So if this is true, then he would have to announce it. Now, if it's not true, then I'm not sure that LeBron going to another team for maybe 1 or 2 years in the tail end of his career is going to help him at all. Because even if LeBron, for example, went to Dallas, I think that would be a joke. Even if they won the championship, and I'll tell you why. Because if he went to Dallas and they won the championship, we would have known that he played no part in building that team into what it was. They just airdropped him. He took advantage of an opportunity, won a championship, and left. So I don't know if that helps him, right? I really don't know that. So for the new people coming in, let's try to get these likes up to 400 likes, guys. Let me play the sound here from Dave McManaman on ESPN today talking about this being LeBron's last year. Take a look at this, guys.
I think we have to start thinking about it. This could be his last year in the league. And so, Rich Paul told me, and I included this in my report on ESPN when I did sidelines for the Lakers over the weekend. Rich Paul told me, yeah, there was no extension talk because we didn't ask for an extension. We didn't broach the subject. Now, you could say, well, why didn't the Lakers offer it? Sure, you could. But Rich Paul's point to me was this wasn't a point of tension. It's not something that we were pursuing. And so I think you look at it like, yeah, there's a very limited time remaining in his career. We already kind of knew that. Like, we knew that basically since he reached 20 years in the league, he's gone into every offseason contemplating retirement. I think we have to start thinking.
So you heard what he said. We need to start looking at the fact that this is LeBron's last year in the NBA. Somebody said nothing burger. No, I wouldn't say that. Because I heard a source earlier today that said that LeBron is bought into coming back as a Laker when training camp starts. There was a team photo of them that he took with his teammates. Some people said LeBron didn't want to be in the photo because he was all the way to the left with his daughter, whatever. But they're saying that LeBron is bought into coming back this season. Regardless of the fact of whether or not he's bought in or not, the reality is this is his last year as a Laker. Xavier said LaForty should be the first player in NBA history to be traded to all 30 NBA teams in one season. Maybe he goes to the Clippers or Mavs or Cavs. Appreciate the super chat. So whatever we know, this is his last year as the Lakers, as a Laker. And I know a lot of Laker fans are rejoicing at that. Now, There are some people out there that got some bad blood against the Lakers, which is they hope they don't get Luka, or they hope they don't get any other superstar. I personally think Luka's going to resign with the Lakers. I personally think so, because if he doesn't resign, I mean, where's he going to go to? Like, where's he going to go? That's the next thing you have to think. Now, obviously, people would offer him. Yeah, sure, they would offer him for sure. I mean, you got to look at teams that have the cap space, and I can't really think of too many teams right now that would make a difference. So I think for sure he's going to resign with the Lakers. But yeah, but he's signing as a free agent, guys. Anywhere he wants. Yeah, but he'll be a free agent. So he's not like you're getting him through a trade. He's a free agent. So whoever has cap space would be the ones that would have to get him. It's not one of those things like, oh, because then it's how can I trade a player that's no longer under contract unless you're signing and trading? But in this case, if he doesn't re-sign, yeah, sign and trade, yeah. But I think that for him to do that, I think a lot of things would go wrong. And I don't see that happening. I think the new management with the Lakers is going to find a way to lure him back to the team and show him that they're about winning. I think some of these things that we're seeing right now by them not extending LeBron James is probably a signal to Luka. I said before that Luka would consider leaving the Lakers if LeBron re-signed. And I said, this is my reasoning for it. If LeBron had re-signed with the Lakers, then I think Luka would probably look at this team like they're not a serious franchise. That's how, if I'm Luka, that's how I'm looking at the Lakers. That you guys are not a serious franchise about helping me win. Because you cannot tell me, of all of the players in the NBA that I could play with, a 41-year-old is who you're giving me to help me win a championship. That will signal to me an organization that's not serious. It will mean that the Lakers are still in the news headlines business, but they're not in the winning business. So Luka in his prime is going to be looking for somebody that can help him win championships that's youthful. Now, if LeBron was 30 years old, then that's a different thing. But I don't see why anybody would want to play with a 41. It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense why you would want to do that. It makes positively no sense. And there is no reason for it. We got a show dropping right after this live where we talked about one of the metrics that they used for ranking the top 10 players on Bleacher Report. And one of the metrics they use was plus minus. Plus minus. In their rating system, because Kobe never led the league in plus minus in any year. Therefore, that was one of the reasons they factored him as Kobe not being a good player. So they put a lot of emphasis on plus minus. Well, guess what, guys? Out of all of the NBA players last year to make the All NBA team, out of all of them, do you know the only player that made an All NBA team last year with a negative plus minus on the year? Just take a guess who it was. Just guess the player that had a negative plus minus for the entire season and still was named an All NBA second. It was LeBron James. So that goes to show you how much they really value plus minus. How can you be an All NBA performer and you are a net negative for your team for 82 or however many games you play? A net negative. Not that you were plus one. No, a net negative. So if I know that stat, the Lakers know that stat. The Lakers know LeBron's stats in the playoffs. They weren't good. And LeBron fans are holding on to their stupidity and talking about, oh, LeBron was this, LeBron was that. LeBron wasn't good in the playoffs. He was not good for the Lakers. This is a fact. This is not your emotions or whatever it is. It's a bloody fact. If you look at LeBron's playoff numbers, okay, now granted they lost the series, but he was horrendous throughout the playoffs for the team. He was horrendous, especially in those fourth quarters. Now, Luka wasn't any good either, and obviously they lost, but when you have a negative plus minus on a year, bro, that's not good. So the Lakers saw that. So if I'm Luka and I'm trying to build a future with the Lakers, you got to give me something, man. I mean, you had Kobe and Shaq. You had Kareem and Magic. You had Kobe and Powell. You had LeBron and AD, and then I get here and you're giving me a 41-year-old to play with? Come on, you got to do better than that. You got to do better than that. Come on. So I don't know why Luka would have decided to be here. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. It wasn't a thing of, oh, the Lakers don't have enough pieces. No, the duo wasn't good enough. Yeah, they were good in stretches, but when they got to the first round, they couldn't compete with the Wolves. And the Wolves weren't one of the best teams in the West. They were good, but it wasn't like they were the cream of the crop. They were not the cream of the crop. And the Wolves wasn't going to beat OKC and all of my. Come on. So for the new people coming in, let me play this for y'all real quick. And then I want to get to some comments that Rich Paul had to make about the media that's been hating on LeBron James. So let me play it for y'all. This is from Dave McMenamin on ESPN today.
I think we have to start thinking about it. This could be his last year in the league. And so, Rich Paul told me, and I included this in my report on ESPN when I did sidelines for the Lakers over the weekend. Rich Paul told me, yeah, there was no extension talk because we didn't ask for an extension. We didn't broach the subject. Now, you could say, well, why didn't the Lakers offer it? Sure, you could. But Rich Paul's point to me was this wasn't a point of tension. It's not something that we were pursuing. And so I think you look at it like, yeah, there's a very limited time remaining in his career. We already kind of knew that. Like, we knew that basically since he reached 20 years in the league, he's gone into every offseason contemplating retirement. I think we have to start thinking about it. This could be his last year in the league. And so, Rich Paul told me, and I included this in my report on ESPN when I did sidelines for the Lakers over the weekend. Rich Paul told me, yeah, there was no extension talk because we didn't ask for an extension. We didn't broach the subject. Now, you could say, well, why didn't the Lakers offer it? Sure, you could. But Rich Paul's point to me was this wasn't a point of tension. It's not something that we were pursuing. And so I think you look at it like, yeah, there's a very limited time remaining in his career. We already kind of knew that. Like, we knew that basically since he reached 20 years in the league, he's gone into every offseason contemplating retirement.
So you already had to say that. Now I want to read what Rich Paul recently said about the people that hate on LeBron James in media. Rich Paul said, I think on Sirius XM, when LeBron retires, the media will have to find a new boogeyman to hate on just to chase likes and boost ratings. Well, first of all, I don't know who he's talking about with this media that's hating on him. I don't know who he's talking about. Name the sports show that's on TV that they hate on LeBron. Name the show. What's the show? Let's go through the list. What's the shows? You have First Take. You have Get Up. You have Around the Horn. You have Speak. First Things First. All of these shows. Who are these haters on these shows? Who are these haters? Now, if you're talking about me or people like me in the independent space, then you need to pull up your skirt, bro. You need to pull up your skirt. Like, that means y'all are super sensitive. Because now it's not like you're mad at hate. You don't want any negative comment being made about you. Not even one. Like, pull up your skirt. Like, enough is enough. Like, what's wrong with y'all? Y'all that sensitive? That means you be watching content creators make content. Dreamers Pro or the rest of us, the guys that are bigger than me, we matter to y'all? Really? We not even on TV. Somebody said Charles has no class. Yo, these are Braun fans, man. They're like, yo, like, y'all ain't got nothing to, they just be biting me like a shark. Son, I said that, and then y'all regurgitated back on me and then say it again. Like, come on. Like, enough is enough, man. You know, enough is like, come on. I can't be as bad as you say, but then you biting me like a shark. You know, like, come on. Enough is enough, man. Like, you know, somebody I tried to check out and rock with a little bit. I'm like, nah, I can't do it. Suzette, I tried, but I'm like, nah, this guy's like, he's legitimately insane. I can't. Like, he's insane. I tried to. Suzette is telling me, oh, Dreamers Pro trash, and Dreamers Pro's this, and Dreamers Pro's that, and Dreamers Pro's trash, and he's garbage, and blah, 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 blah. Yo, anything I do, he does. One day I said, let me experiment with the title for my lives, Emergency Live. The next live he does, Emergency Live. Then I go back to Breaking Loop, and then he go right back to, like, yo, come on, knock it off, man. Come on, like, stop. Knock it off. So this is the news, guys. So what we know is this could be LeBron's last year. We know that. And we do know this is his last year as a Laker. So Laker fans are going to be free. Laker fans are going to be free this year. Now, in terms of Rich Paul saying using LeBron for clicks and likes and views, here's what amazes me. These guys spend their entire 20 years in NBA promoting LeBron, getting everybody on TV to say that he's great, getting people to write nice things about him all day long, ensuring that if you're going to get a big podcast deal, you got to lick LeBron's ass the way a lot of these guys do. So you guys have been promoting him for decades now, as well as the NBA, as well as Nike and all of that. They pushed him to the forefront, which ultimately benefited his brand. Ultimately. But all they wanted was positivity. No negativity, please. Let's just be positive things. We're going to make our money. Please, no negativity, no hating, nothing. And then they're like, well, what's going to happen to the NBA when he leaves? What was the NBA before LeBron got here? What was the NBA? Somebody just asked a very good question. What will happen to your channel what will happen to your channel? It will continue doing what it's doing right now, growing. That's what's going to happen. These guys are under some type of illusion like we're in a golden age of media. We're not. We're actually not in a golden age. The NBA's ratings are not in a golden age. The NBA's ratings are as bad as they've ever been. These are the worst ratings in the history of the sport. The worst. They tried to say, oh, no, it's streaming views. It's the streaming views. It's the streaming views. Somebody said 50% of your video because people want to hear me talk about them. That's why. That's why, like, at a certain point, you got to give somebody their credit. At a certain point, there are a lot of LeBron guys that try to talk about LeBron all day long. They don't get views for nothing. So what happened to that? I thought the code was just loving up on LeBron. There are a lot of guys, they get no views. So I'm confused about this. The point I'm making is this. People are talking about these are the worst ratings we've ever seen in the sport. It's the worst. And the sport really took a dive when Kobe retired. It really took a nosedive when Kobe left, which was about 8 to 9 years ago. That's what, go back and look. When Kobe retired, the ratings started going off of a cliff. You know the guy that's not a top 10 guy, him? The ratings literally went off the cliff, but LeBron was here. He had nobody to compete with him. Nobody in terms of star power. Because even at the age of 36, 37, Kobe had as much star power as LeBron at 37. At 37, he had as much star power as LeBron at 37. Curry was here. Stephen Curry was here. So y'all are acting like Curry just dropped off of Stephen Curry been here. LeBron been here. Kobe had just as much star power. How do I know that? Look at his last year in the NBA. It was the #1 event. Am I not mistaken, was LeBron not in the NBA? That in 2016, was he not here? Was he not in the NBA? When Kobe announced his retirement, it became the talk of the league. The whole league. And his retirement game, you would have thought it was the NBA Finals. But the point I'm making is these guys are talking about ratings. The ratings have fallen off of a cliff. So really what you're saying is that when LeBron leaves, he said, I'm capped, whatever. When LeBron leaves, it's going to get worse. Is what you're saying. It's going to get worse, which means that, okay, let me ask y'all a question, LeBron fans. And we're going to get back to the Dave McMenamin sound momentarily. If LeBron is as popular as you say he is, why is the NBA struggling with ratings? Let's just all crack open this jar of honey. Let's all put one foot in and let our toes dangle with y'all. We're gonna now experience the honey with you. If LeBron is as good as you guys say he is and as popular as you guys say he is, why are the NBA ratings falling off of a cliff with him as the face? Let's go ahead, LeBron fans. Let's hear. Let's hear it. How is it possible? If he's so popular, I'm waiting to hear it. Now all of a sudden I can't find him. Before they was out here leaving comments, dropping laughing emojis. Where y'all at? What happened? Why? The reason is because he is polarizing. Somebody said all of your videos are about, all of our videos, or half or most of our videos, are about our perspective on the biggest story in the NBA. That's what it is. I can understand, if that's all you can get views on. Oh, Charles, this is all you can get views. You watching a video we just published yesterday on Keyshawn Johnson. It's sitting on 60,000 views, son. We just did the Joy Taylor video. That got 100,000 views 2 days before that. What are you talking about? You can't be good and bad at this. It's either people like you for how you give content or not. At a certain point, y'all going to have to get with that. Like, y'all going to have to get, like, I know LeBron fans want to give LeBron credit for everything. Y'all probably thought when Jesus turned water to wine, he brought over the jar. Y'all probably thought that too. But I'm sorry to burst your bubble. Y'all are making it bigger than what it is. People are watching our content because they like our viewpoint on this story. Because there are a lot of guys that make LeBron content and their channels are going nowhere. Nowhere. But since y'all brought it up, I'm going to get back to my original point. These are our best videos on the channel. Oh, good. They say liars have no proof. LeBron fans, please. These are our best videos on our channel. Lifetime. Stop me when you see a LeBron video. Let's look at the views. Stop me when you see a LeBron video. Stop me when you see one LeBron video. We're all waiting. Please let me know. Stop me when you see the first 300,000, 250,000 LeBron video. We're all waiting. I haven't seen LeBron yet. We've been scrolling for a minute now. Oh, we got one. Let's see. One. Two. What else? Where are the LeBron videos at? Where are they at? Where are these LeBron? Okay, 3. Where are these LeBron videos at? I'm confused. Where are they at? Where are they? Where are these LeBron videos? Y'all are idiots. Y'all are bloody idiots. So let's get to the bigger point. Let's get to the bigger point. The ratings could go down when LeBron leaves, but guess what? It could also go up. Nobody's factoring that in. I'm gonna play this sound. Matter of fact, let me play this sound for y'all guys, for the new people that just came in case y'all didn't see it. Let me play this. This is from Dave McMenamin today.
I think we have to start thinking about it. This could be his last year in the league. And so, Rich Paul told me, and I included this in my report on ESPN when I did sidelines for the Lakers over the weekend. Rich Paul told me, yeah, there was no extension talk because we didn't ask for an extension. We didn't broach the subject. Now, you could say, well, why didn't the Lakers offer it? Sure, you could. But Rich Paul's point to me was this wasn't a point of tension. It's not something that we were pursuing. And so I think you look at it like, yeah, there's a very limited time remaining in his career. We already kind of knew that. Like, we knew that basically since he reached 20 years in the league, he's gone into every offseason contemplating retirement.
So that's what he's saying. So I want to talk about what Rich Paul said because it's all tied into this. Rich Paul said, when LeBron retires, the NBA, the media will have to find a new boogeyman to hate on just to chase likes and boost ratings. So let me just say this quickly. There's also the possibility that when LeBron leaves, the ratings may go up. There's also the possibility that when LeBron leaves, the ratings will go up. Some people say, well, how is that possible? First of all, LeBron is extremely polarizing. We don't talk about that enough. He is extremely polarizing. He's not Michael Jordan, who is like everywhere he goes. It's like Oh my God, it's Michael. Oh my, no. Did you see LeBron James in New York? Did you see him in New York? I'm not talking about in Vegas when it's like a basketball camp and they know a basketball thing that's going on and everybody's happy that everybody knows NBA players are around and you got fans right. No. Did you see LeBron in New York? Did you see LeBron in LA at that Rams game when the whole arena booed him? What people are not realizing is that LeBron is very polarizing. And what may happen is that when he leaves, people may come back and start watching the game. The other thing we get to find out is that because LeBron has been here for so long, we haven't had a chance to understand if they can market another star. Now, who are they going to make the face of the league? I don't know. But my guess would be this. If LeBron James leaves and Luka Doncic resigns, Luka Doncic will be the face of the NBA. That's my prediction. And it's not going to be Anthony Edwards. Absolutely not. They tried. It's going to be Luka. Because what we know is that they're going to talk about the Lakers every single day. They're going to talk about the Lakers. I think it's not going to be these guys y'all mentioned already had their chance. They already had their chance. For Wemby to be the face, you can't just be a good player. You have to have something to you. And the league would now have to do something it's never done, which is now focus on a market it's never really focused on. It has to be a personality thing. Somebody said SGA. It should be SGA, but I don't think so because of them. I think they're going to find a way to make Luka the face. If it's not going to be Luka, it's going to be like 2 or 3 guys that they're always going to be talking about. Always. It's going to be like 2 or 3 guys that they're always talking about. And what we're going to find out is that are these guys going to be good enough to carry the league? Now, I don't think it's going to be a thing of, oh, well, Luka's a white boy, so no, that's not going to work because we already had one of the most popular players to ever play the sport was a white guy in Larry Bird. So that doesn't work. We've had a popular white guy. People are already losing their mind for Cooper Flag. The question is, will this guy have the personality? And that's what we got to see. Now, if Wemby was a Laker, which he will never be because he said he wants to be a Spur, I think, for life or whatever it is, then somebody said Bronny is the face of nepotism. Bronny is absolutely not. West, Bird, Dirk, Nash. Dirk wasn't the face the way. Dirk and Nash were not Bird. No. Bird is one of the 2 players that saved the NBA. Larry Bird is and then plus he played for the Celtics. And then Magic Johnson played for the only outlier I can think of in like faces of the NBA is Michael Jordan. Because when Jordan got to the NBA, it wasn't like as if he joined a franchise that had won championships and had a long history of winning. He joined the Bulls. The Bulls had nothing before Jordan got there, but his star power was so undeniable that he was able to create a new mecca in the NBA, which is Chicago. He turned Chicago into like the number 1 place in the world while he was a Chicago Bull, which is crazy. And I don't think we've had a star in the NBA since that's been able to do that. That's been able to turn a market that was not customarily known for being a market and turn them into one. I can't think of an organization that did that. Right? So, folks, this is most likely going to be LeBron's last year. I don't think any of us are surprised. The question now is he going to have a farewell tour? If he is, he may need to announce it soon. I think if he does, I think the Lakers are going to give him a nice send-off. But this is most likely his last year. And then we're going to move into a new era of that. Now, obviously, LeBron is going to make a lot of news even after he retires. I think LeBron is always going to be in the news in one way, shape, or form because of his podcast, which I think is deliberate. Because I don't see him as somebody that wants to step away from the spotlight. I think he always wants to be in the spotlight. But in terms of what's being discussed every single day, I don't think so. I think that's over with. And I think now it's time because once LeBron retires, LeBron James fans will pretty much just disappear. Because I don't know who they're going to root for next. I don't know because they hate on everybody. So I don't know who they're going to root for. LeBron fans hate on everybody. So I mean, outside of LeBron, I don't even know who they like. They hate on everybody. Like who they gonna root for? Who knows? Nobody knows who these people are gonna root for. Who knows what they're gonna do? Who knows what LeBron fans? What y'all gonna do when LeBron retires? Somebody says stop deleting LeBron fans. Bro, where did I delete LeBron fans? What are y'all gonna do when LeBron retires? This is a very good question. Well, LeBron fans, what are y'all gonna do when LeBron retires? I guess y'all gonna have to actually go out there and get a date, huh? What y'all gonna do? Play the doll they purchased. What are y'all gonna do? What y'all gonna do? Let me hear. What y'all gonna do? Now you ain't got nothing to say. Nothing. Ask yourself. I'm not a LeBron fan. Why y'all keep thinking like I'm some LeBron? I'm not a LeBron fan, man. What y'all gonna do? Bronny and Bryce. What's next? LeBron for life. Question is, what will this channel do when LeBron retires? Trust me, I'm sure you're going to be around to figure that out. I done heard this lame ass comment from so many people. I'm now beginning to realize LeBron probably be thinking that his damn self. I wonder what they're going to do when I retire. I think we're going to be all right. I think we're going to be okay. I think we're going to be okay by that time. Probably have around 300,000 subs. I think we'll be okay. The question is, what y'all going to do with all that honey? That's the question. What y'all going to do with it? Turn into drive by haters. Depends on LeBron. What y'all gonna do with all that honey? Y'all asking me what I'm gonna do with this channel. What y'all gonna do with all that honey? Y'all got stored under your bed. Let me see. They're gonna start rooting for Bronny. Yo, Bronny's not gonna be, bro. Bronny ain't. Come on, knock it. Bronny. All right. Narcissistic stupidity. Unsubscribe from this channel. You said unsubscribe. Anyway, guys, appreciate you guys for being a part of the live, man. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Y'all have a good night, man. I'm gonna catch y'all tomorrow, man. Y'all have a good one. Oh. And also, be on the lookout for that Kobe video we got dropping right after this live, maybe like 30 minutes after this live. Be on the lookout. Be on the lookout for that live. Lakers had not retire number 6 and number 2. We're gonna have to see what the Lakers are gonna do. I have no idea. Appreciate the super chat. Catch you on the next one, man. I'm out. Peace.